it's that time again. Another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition, we don't see 'em. This is winning season. This is winning season. Either you rest or you against us. You know it's that time again. Another day for another win. We ain't never gonna relent. We going hard, never giving in. Hey yo, it's time for another one. Yeah, we on another run. We ain't never leaving. The competition, we don't see 'em. This is winning season. This is winning season. This is winning season.
Welcome in live to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's the Uncaged podcast. I'm Dylan Rivera. Alongside me is head coach of the baseball team who's here in the building. It's Shannon Dobson. And next to him is one of the assistants on staff, the pitching coach, Ross Ashley. We are excited to have everybody here in the building. The baseball team just getting started. They've gotten a few scrimmages under their belt, and the season opener now just right around the corner. So there's a lot of excitement, I'm sure, for you, Coach Dobson, even though you're, 20-something now for you?
24.
24, okay. So let's start there, though, just the excitement level going into game number one.
Yeah, I'm real excited for this group of guys. You know, we got a taste of it last year at the back end of the season, went to the state tournament, and we were a young group, so we were a little bit inexperienced, but these guys have done a great job in the off-season lifting. Dalton Allen, our strength guy, has really put a lot of work in on these guys, and it's starting to show on the field. So excited for them, looking forward to the season, and expect a lot of good things.
Yeah, had a team that you would call young last year. You had one senior that was really in the lineup for you guys week in, week out, and Brock Natali. And now all those guys who were young last year are now becoming the veterans, right? So what do you think the experience of just getting the time out there on the field last year is going to do for them heading into this season?
You know, anytime you can get on the field early in your high school career, I think it helps you as the years go along. And this group, you know, we had a freshman, we had some sophomores and juniors that were in the lineup most of the time. So just getting that experience and the excitement we had through regional play, and then having the opportunity to go to the state tournament, you know, I think it carries on to the next year.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that a little bit. That momentum from that state tournament appearance, and you guys getting into the final group there, and then you end up playing Edmond Santa Fe and a great pitcher, and you fall in that first round. But there's things to learn from that, and things that you can carry over into this year. Is that right?
Absolutely. You know, but in years past, Broken Arrow has gone to the state tournament quite a bit. It had been a few years since we've been there. So just getting back there and giving these guys that experience, I think will carry on. They're a confident group. You know, I think they like each other, sometimes too much, a little too chatty, but overall, you know, they're a fun group to work with. We're having a lot of fun through these first scrimmages. Going to finish up this week and try to start off on a good note next week.
Yeah, well, I know one guy that brings a lot of fun to the table is Ross Ashley down there, and great pitching staff this season coming up, and a lot of guys that have seen the mound in the past. So just talk to me about your confidence level in the group this year.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic this year in that last year we had a lot of guys that were just pitchers, just POs. And this year we've got a lot of two-way guys that we're having to manage, you know, we talked kind of earlier about the load management on their arms too. But they are really, really a tight-knit group that we were just talking the other day in the bullpen about when you ask a question in the bullpen, you're not going to get just a normal answer. Like it's a group of guys. It's like, well, yeah, you're getting a sarcastic answer back. Like, so they're close. They're really close, and they're a lot of really athletic guys that can make adjustments on the fly. So that really helps us. And the fact that they're athletic is really good in that they feel their position, they have a lot of feel for the game, and it's gonna stack up to be really fun.
You kind of touched on it there. My follow-up question for you was having guys who are, two-way players on the bump. What does that do for you defensively, but what does that also do just for the team's, maybe their confidence level to have those guys up there?
Sure. Luckily, we've got Chili out here, the wizard, who's so ingrained with like the rules as far as, well, this guy can hit and then re-enter and all this stuff, and I'm like, well, okay, he's pitching today, so that's my job. So that makes it really easy. But their arm slots are what's really, really tailored to give guys fits. Like you got infielders that throw it and it runs arm side, and you got outfielders with weird sink on it and stuff. So it's a weird dynamic that we've got. I don't think since I've been here that we've had as many two-way guys that are going to contribute that will this year.
As a hitter stepping into the batter's box and facing the pitching staff that you guys have, what's maybe my number one worry? What's the strength of this year's pitching staff?
The ability to locate different pitches in unexpected counts. These guys have got a lot of confidence with breaking balls in a fastball count, change-ups in a fastball count, starting you off, pitching you backwards, and then that confidence is, all right, here's a fastball, big boy, let's go.
Yeah. I know you've got a little bit of an experiment going on as well with some new arms that are really getting after pitching for the first time. So I'm sure you're kind of taking baby steps at the beginning, and now you're getting close to the season, so you're having to take more leaps and bounds to get to where you want them. But how has that been, just trying to get guys comfortable with pitching?
Yeah, for me, it's like a kid with a new toy at Christmas. Like I'm like, all right, here we go. We got this new guy. Let's go. We're gonna try out. Let's go. The other night at a scrimmage, J-Lo was pitching, and I'm getting really hyped up. Like, oh, here we go. And I'm fastball. Let's blow it by him. And he shakes it off and throws change up and strikes the guy out. And I'm like, no, don't shake me off. Oh, good job, buddy. Like it was. I got to kind of dial it back in a little bit. But no, it's fun to see their growth from, because I've only ever seen a lot of them as a position player,
right? And
now it's like, oh, they're a pitcher too, and I'm like, I don't want to change too much because I don't want to put too much on them, but I also want them to be mechanically sound and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's about throwing a strike and getting guys out. Have
you seen their confidence grow from what they've been learning throughout the last few months?
Maybe a little bit too much, but yeah, they've all really like taken it, and it's snowballed, and it snowballs for everybody. Like we've got guys like Gibby showed Jasper a new pitch, and I'm like, sweet, I didn't show him that. Like, and he's throwing it, and it's nasty. So all good things. Like they're working together. Like there's nobody that's like, well, I only want success for me. They want success for everybody.
That's a perfect answer. As far as the rest of the defense goes, Coach Dobson, you told me that up the middle you feel really confident with what you've got there, right?
Yeah, championship teams start in the middle, and I feel like we're real solid up the middle. Good. We got really good catching, good middle infield, good outfield. And what's good about this club is we got some depth, and we've got a lot of competition going on, for guys to play. So it's not like we carry, right now we're carrying about 20-some guys on the varsity and feel pretty comfortable, with all the position players that we have, that we could put anybody in there and they could produce for us. So it's exciting in that fact that we are strong up the middle. Our corners are strong as well. Our defense, I think, is really going to play this year. Yeah. We got pitchers that are going to throw strikes, going to pound the zone. They're going to put it in play a little bit, but I think defensively we're going to be really sound.
Yeah, really good stuff, and it's really exciting to see how it's all coming together. Now, as much as we talk defensively, one thing that you and I discussed yesterday at practice was that getting the offense going last year was a little bit of a challenge at times. This year, what do you feel like you have on that side?
Well, I think we're just more confident and we're more physical. It's weird how 1 year can make a difference just in physicality on guys, and I feel like this year with the strength that they've gained, we got guys that have gained 15, 20 pounds, and that makes a difference. And so it's carrying over onto the field. You're starting to see guys hit more doubles. We took a round of BP today, and you saw more balls going out of the yard. So that we haven't seen, in the last few years. So just bringing that physicality to the table, I think will match up with about anybody offensively.
Last year you had to play small ball a few times, and I know that's maybe not something you'd like to be doing ideally. So this year, are you feeling like there's going to be a few less games of small ball and a bit more of really going after it and hitting the cover off the ball?
Well, I kind of like the small ball a little bit. I like to bunt, like to hit and run, do some things, but with the more physical hitters that we got now, I think we'll probably do less of that, where guys can, I trust them to go up there if we got a runner on second or whatever, to hit those guys in rather than just bunting them up. So I think our offense will definitely be better than last year. Look forward to these guys, getting into game situations and see what they do. We matched up really well with Bixby the other night. They've been a strong program last few years, so I think we're going to be able to contend with about anybody we play.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see a new dimension of that offense and see what you guys can do and really maybe open up the score lines a little bit more this season. As we get closer to game number one, there is one thing that you guys have been doing as a tradition really since you've been here. It's been over the last maybe decade or so, I think. The Strikeout MS event, Broken Arrow versus Union this Saturday, 11 a.m., free admission. It's a good cause, is that right?
Absolutely. We've done this for years now. My brother's got MS, and so we started this. He went to Union High School, where I graduated from. He was a coach there as well. And Sean Newkirk, who's over at Union, real good friends with Sean, and we kind of thought up the idea that we'd have these two schools competing, try to, get people to park, make some donations, and help the MS organization. So it's for a great cause. We have a good time with it. All of our teams usually play on this day, so it's a good get-together. It kind of kicks off our season since we get into our opening game the next week.
Yeah, it's baseball and softball, by the way, so both programs taking part in that as well.
Softball will be doing it as well.
Yeah, and then I didn't get the chance to talk to you guys this year before your wildlife dinner. Did you have that this year, and how did it go?
Went great. Our booster club does an outstanding job. I kind of just let them do their thing, but we had a good turnout. I think we fed maybe 300 or 400 people that night and raised quite a bit of money. All that money goes towards our trip that we take to Pensacola on spring break. So we're able to cover those expenses and had a really good night.
Well, that gives me a segue into asking about the tournament in Pensacola and just how you feel about your team going down there and competing.
Well, we took a little thumping last year, so we're hoping that we can go down there and redeem ourselves a little bit. But it's always a great trip. Kids get to have a good time on the beach. We're right there on the beach. So we play baseball, but we have a good time while we're there.
That's what it's all about. It's playing baseball and having a good time and hopefully racking up a few good wins on the way, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you guys coming up here and joining us here on the set. And here after this commercial break, we'll have two of our baseball players joining me, so don't go anywhere. Keep it right here live on Uncaged.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, park improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
Oh, I got my order wrong.
This is me, Jessica. And this is Jessica, not my coffee. And my friend said, oh wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap, and I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Welcome back live to Buffalo Wild Wings and the Uncaged podcast. I'm Dylan Rivera. I'm your host tonight, and next to me is Jax Gibson down there on the end and Javen Devine here in the middle. Two guys who are going to be real key members of this year's baseball team, and I just want to ask you guys first about your excitement level for this season to get going. Javen, I know it always feels like a slow build to game number one. You guys scrimmaging against each other, and then you finally get to start scrimmaging somebody else. Are you ready to just get it going?
Yeah, I'm super stoked. We've had a great fall this past season, and we've hit in the weight room. We've all gotten bigger. This off season, we were hitting bombs. I've seen a lot of improvement from us, and I think this season's going to be great.
A little birdie told me that you hit one as well. So let me ask you, do you feel like you've got a little bit more confidence and a little more swagger in the box now that you've built up physically?
Yeah, for sure. I got my first one on the big field, just in BP though. But one's coming this season. So.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Jax, I know you're kind of in a different spot than you've been before because you are now listed as a pitcher/outfielder. And I know you said you got 1 inning last year of work, but one of those guys that, in my conversation with Coach Ashley, is you're pretty new to it. So how's that been just adjusting to your new role?
It was kind of hard at the start. I always believed that I could, even though I really couldn't. And then coming up into this year, we were just messing around in the bullpen with Coach Mack, and Coach Mack was like talking to Ash during a practice one day. He's like, you might want to watch it one day. And then threw 1 inning in a JV game against Bishop Kelly, and it was like 3 strikeouts. And then I tried it out at Harbor, Arkansas, and it was 1, 2, 3 inning, and I kind of just liked it ever since that.
Yeah. Do you have more confidence on the mound or out in the outfield?
I'd say on the mound for sure. I think once you're on the mound, you have to go into kind of a setting where you're the best player on the field and nobody can really touch what you're throwing.
Yeah. Just getting up to speed with everything and kind of really activating your arm to the point where you feel like you are able to compete at the varsity level. Has that been a challenge for you, or has it kind of come naturally?
At the start, it was a challenge because I would throw live against our seniors and other batters from last year. But really going into summer ball, it helped a lot. I got more innings. My coaches here talked to my summer ball coach, telling them, try to give him some innings. He'll be throwing next year. And it just really helped out ever since, gave me more confidence in pitches and pitch building.
And you were telling me before we got on the air here that you were asking to pitch before you actually got the opportunity, and there was a little bit of a possible punishment coming your way. Is that right?
Yeah, I asked for 3 years straight, and Coach Williams and Coach Mack told me if I asked one more time to pitch that the whole team had to run. So I kind of stopped after my sophomore year, and then kind of just threw on the mound one day, and then they were watching, and then that's how.
All right. Well, you showed them, right?
Yeah.
You showed them they were wrong, so there you go. Javen, you're playing in the infield this year, and you got a lot of time last year. I believe was it, am I wrong? If it was your first year at BA last year, right?
Yeah.
So adjusting to being at Broken Arrow was probably a big thing last year and kind of fitting in and all that stuff. This year, do you feel like you just have maybe a newfound confidence with it?
Yeah, for sure. I played middle infield my whole life. Last year, got put in center field. I loved it out there, but I feel like I'm a middle infielder at heart, and I'm just ready to be back there with Jake Lopez.
Two guys who make up a solid defense, that's for sure. As far as you guys go, just across the board, let's ask about that. As defensively, how strong do you feel like this team can be?
I think we're going to be great. We got a bunch of guys that can play outfield. We have great arms out there. Infield, we got dudes that can play any position in the infield, and we got 2 solid first basemen that can also hit the ball. And then we also have 2 great catchers, so I think we'll be solid.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the offense has been something that's been a talking point really for this baseball team over the last couple of years. How do you get that offense going this year?
I think it will start off with small ball. I think first games we'll just have to get in the rhythm of moving the runners, doing hit and run, stuff like that. And then as it gets warmer, we might start hitting some home runs and stuff like that.
Yeah, you guys have had, I believe, 4 scrimmages now that you guys have already played and finished. Jax, just walk me through those. How do you feel like you guys have performed over these first 4 outings?
Over our first 4 outings, I think our pitching staff has done really well. Haven't really given up much runs at all. Hitting-wise, I mean, I think it's been near perfect. We have guys hitting for power. We have three or 4 home runs already to start off the season through 4 scrimmages. I think speed is a big killer in our lineup. 1 through 9, there's speed everywhere, and it's really hard to get us out on even an infield single.
Yeah. Obviously, with Game 1 coming around the corner, there was some applause. Yeah, you can applaud for that. With Game 1 coming around the corner, you guys will take on Union. That'll be March 3rd. But before we get to that season opener, you guys have the Strikeout MS event this weekend. Talk to me a little bit about that, and from a player's perspective, what all goes into that, and what are the emotions like, Jax?
Especially since we're playing them in the first game this year, I think it'll mean a little more. I think you have to send a message in the scrimmage, show like that we are that team that we think we are, and that we can really handle out anyone in the state. So I think it'll start in that first scrimmage, taking it into that first game.
Do you guys, go into that scrimmage going 110% and thinking, it's a real live ball scrimmage, or is it more like we're kind of relaxed and doing this for a good cause?
No, we're trying to run rule them. Even though it's for a good cause, for MS and everything, we're trying to run rule them and score as many runs as possible.
Run rules are also for a good cause, I think, if you think about it. Javen, just as we get ready to start this season, and you've been able to work with this coaching staff for the last, over a year now, how much have they helped you guys get to where you feel confident going into game number 1?
Yeah, I mean, they're an hour after practice helping us hitting, especially Chili. He's throwing BP. I mean, they throw us BP every day. Feel bad for their arms, but, it's really helpful for us. And they know all their stuff, and they're just helping us get to what we want to do by the end of the season. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I asked these guys before we got started if we needed to do the fun questions again this year, and they said yes, we need to bring them back. So we're going to do the fun ones. I'm not going to let them get out of here without asking these questions. So the first one, these are the hard-hitting questions, is who's the funniest guy on the team, Jax?
Ash is raising his hand, but it's not Ash. I'd go, sadly, Jake Lopez.
Okay, that's a sadly Jake Lopez, and he's the only one clapping for himself, too. All right, Javen, who's the funniest guy on the team?
Yeah, I would have to go with Jake Lopez, too. The only reason he just says things that are just dumb and stupid, but it makes everything funny. So.
All right. I asked this one to the swim team, which was a bad choice because they actually have a National Merit semifinalist on there. But who's the smartest guy on the team, Jackson?
Simon Booth. Simon Booth makes everyone else just look dumb.
Scholarly Simon.
Some kind of AP president, that's all I know.
Is that your answer too, Javen?
Yeah, I'd go Simon too.
All right. If you guys were in a foot race, who's the fastest on the team?
Probably Jack Gardner, actually. Jack Gardner, he's safe for football. He's got speed.
Okay, Javen.
Yeah. I really don't even know. There's no one that's like right there, but I would probably have to go. I'll go Jaden Sharp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would you say is the strongest on the team? And that can be like, pound for pound as well. You know what I mean?
Pound for pound, probably Jackson Skipper, but biggest guy, Reed Watkins.
Yeah.
Definitely strongest guy, Reed Watkins. He lifts a crazy amount, and he hits the ball really far.
Yeah. I figured Reed would be the favorite there because, big country Reed Watkins is what we call him on the football team. My next question for you is if you were on a desert island, you needed to get off this desert island, and you got one teammate with you, who's getting you off that island?
Maybe Luke Franks. He's not the best at hunting, but he might get lucky and shoot something.
All right. Javen?
He's actually not here. I'd go Cade Moreland. He's a very outdoor person, so I think he'd be really helpful.
Okay. Final question for you guys. This one was an easy answer for everybody last year, but now that Brock's moved on, he's graduated, who is the Coach Dobson Jr. that's out there on the field?
Luke Franks.
Luke Franks.
Luke Franks that's Dobby's son right there.
Is that the same answer, Javen?
Same answer.
Right. Well, that's how we'll close out the first portion of our players segments. Coming up next, we actually have Jaden Sharp coming up here, and we will have Jaden Bedford joining us as well, so don't go anywhere. Keep it right here live on Uncaged.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, parks improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
Oh, I got my order wrong.
This is me. Jessica. And this is Jessica, not my coffee. And my friend said, oh, wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap, and I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Welcome back live to Uncaged here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Got two more baseball players joining me up here. It's really the Jaden show now. It's Jaden Bedford down there on the end, Jaden Sharp here in the middle, and I'm Dylan Rivera. We are getting ready to start the season, but before we get into all the baseball stuff, I'm not going to give you guys time to think about it. I'm going to ask the fun questions up front. So first one has to be, who's the funniest guy on the team?
I'm going to have to go with Grayson Wise on this one.
Okay. And the crowd moans to that. They don't like it. Jaden Sharp.
I got to give us a 3. Jake Lopez.
All right. Jake Lopez got a lot of votes for that one tonight. I don't remember what order I went. I guess I said smartest next. So who's the smartest on the team?
Oh, definitely Simon Booth.
Definitely Simon.
Okay, Simon all around. 4 for 4 for Simon Booth. Who is the fastest? You got in a foot race with these guys. Who's going to win it?
I'm going to have to go Luke Franks. Big guy can move.
Okay.
I also got to go Luke. He definitely got me beat on some races.
All right. Let's flip it on its head. Who's the strongest on the team?
Got to go Reed Watkins on that, too. He's big.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would go Reed, but I got to go Jackson Skipper.
Okay.
Surprised a lot of people.
Yeah. If you're on a desert island and you've got one of your teammates with you. Now, keep in mind, they were talking about, like, hunting and, guys who can get you guys some food. But I'm also thinking, like, I want to get off the island, and I also want to be able to tolerate this guy. So who am I on the island with?
I'm going to go Jackson Campbell. He's a real outdoorsy type of guy. He knows what he's doing.
Okay.
So I would pick him.
All right.
I'm also going to go Jackson Campbell. Kind of stole my idea right there.
Okay. And then the mini Coach Dobson on the field. Who is it?
I'm going to have to go with Jaden Sharp.
All right. That was the answer out there, but that was not the answer up here. What's your answer?
Well, I got to go Luke Franks.
Okay. So it's either Luke Franks or Jaden Sharp is what it sounds like. It's one or the other. All right. Well, with that out of the way, let's get into the serious stuff. Let's talk baseball. I'm going to kind of go in reverse for you guys. Let's talk about this weekend and the Strikeout MS event that's coming up. Taking on Union in a scrimmage. And as I had said in the previous segment, Union's the first game on the schedule as well. So trying to maybe set a tone. Is that something you guys are looking to do, Jaden?
Oh,
Let's
absolutely.
go Sharp. Sorry. I should call you guys by your last name. Sharp.
Oh, absolutely. I think going into our first game, getting an early start here in this scrimmage can really give us momentum going into the season, especially after falling to them a couple years ago, trying to get back up and get a little edge on them.
Yeah. And for you, Bedford, is being a part of the event and, going toward a good cause. Is that something that you guys take pride in?
Oh, yeah. We know with Coach Dobb and all that, we love doing this event for everybody, and it's fun. And we get to see Union early.
Yeah, absolutely. And admission is free if you're listening at home, by the way, so you make sure you get out there Saturday, 11 a.m. I think the weather's supposed to be beautiful on Saturday, by the way, so definitely make your way out there. And then the season opener is March 3rd. So, as I said, right around the corner there, you guys go from Union on Saturday to Union on Tuesday. So a little bit of a warm-up game for them. How excited are you just to get this season going, Sharp?
Oh, really excited. I'm ready to see how our team fits. We're really athletic. I feel like we got surprisingly a lot of pitching. We didn't think we were coming in with a lot of pitching, but we're coming out here guns blazing, just trying to get an edge and get off back into the state tournament.
Yeah, and kind of on that note, you guys are both two-way guys. With Bedford, you're pitcher third base, Sharp pitcher third base, so you guys have some capability to either be on the mound or out there, in the infield. So just talk about what you feel like the versatility of this pitching staff looks like this year.
Oh, yeah. So, like he said, we didn't think we were going to have a lot of pitching this year, and then all season, we get in there, and we figured out a bunch of two-way pitchers. We can all pitch, kind of, and I don't know. It's just really kind of crazy to see all of us pitch, and we're all versatile. So,
yeah. You guys all kind of collectively have had good arms this whole time, and it's like, okay, let's try to implement it into the pitching staff, right? Is that kind of just how it happened, or was it more organic than that?
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of, we were all just getting in the bullpen and started pitching, and then whoever did good, it's a pitcher now.
Got the thumbs up, and they got to do it. Okay. You guys told me before we got on here that you guys both have kind of had an up and down relationship, off and on, I guess, with pitching, right? And you're kind of back to it now this year, and kind of similar situations. An injury kind of set you aside. Is that right, Bedford?
Yeah. In freshman year, I was pitching for the freshman team, and then my elbow tore, and finally get to be back to pitching. I love pitching. It's my favorite thing to do in baseball, so I love it.
Yeah. And then for you, Sharp, kind of a similar story, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say I'd see myself more of a position guy, but getting on the mound's pretty fun. You get to go out there and get a couple people out and just kind of let them hit the ball and see what happens.
What's your mindset when you're walking out there, Sharp? Like if maybe you're the starter, or if you're called in from the bullpen, like what are you thinking when you're walking your way out there?
Just go down there and just throw it as hard as we can for the most part, and then just see how well they can hit it. And if they're not hitting it well, just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Bedford, for you, I mean, having a defense that's been so strong here at Broken Arrow, but especially this year, you guys are really on your way to being a solid defense. So how much confidence does that give you as a pitcher, knowing that you've got reliable guys behind you?
Oh, it gives me a lot. My mindset on the mound is throw strikes, and I believe in my defense to make plays, and I just go up there, throw strikes, and let my defense do the work.
I'm sure you guys have had a lot of live reps against your own teammates leading up to this season. So on the flip side, offensively, what do you guys see out of your group?
Oh, a lot of weapons, I would say. We got a lot of power, a lot more than we had last year, and I think it's going to really help our lineup a little bit more than it has in the past.
I know you guys were a lot of, getting it out in play and then speeding through the bags last year, and this year it might be a little bit different. Is that right, Bedford?
Yeah, Coach DA got us right in the off season. We're all way stronger, especially you see it in BP, just hitting it off the fences all the time now with all our guys, and it's really crazy to see.
Yeah. I don't want to go back to last year too much, but you finished 20-18 overall. You guys end up making the state tournament, which was a really strong showing for you guys through that regional play to get there, and then run into a great team in Edmond Santa Fe, who, if I'm not mistaken, ended up winning the state title. So props to them there. But a good performance for you guys to get to that stage, and especially as a young team. So, Sharp, my question to you is, how much do you feel like you guys can take from the postseason last year and carry into this year's season?
I think we can take away a lot. I mean, we have a lot of guys that were playing in that game that were really young, didn't really know what was going into it. Atmosphere was a little bit brighter than we all thought, and I feel like we all want a taste of that a little bit back, and now we have a feeling of that atmosphere, and we're going to have a good time.
Yeah. Bedford, for you, I mean, having guys who were young be in the lineup last year, getting to step up, and as I said to Coach Dobb, now they're the veterans, really. You guys are the group that's come up, and gotten a lot of time last year, and now this year are going to be on the field a lot as well. So how much do you think just getting those reps last season is going to help you guys this year?
It's just everyone's going to be a lot more comfortable in big situations like regionals. A lot of young guys in the lineup, and it was a stressful game. And so I think we'll just be a lot more comfortable with high intense games.
Yeah. Obviously the goal for you guys is to win the state title. That's always the goal for really any team, but the how is the more difficult question, is how do you get there, right? How does this team in particular, how does Broken Arrow baseball reach the state title game and get it done? That's for either of you, if one of you has an answer.
I would say in the past years, I would say it was definitely our defense and pitching, but I think this year it's going to mainly rely on our offense. I feel like we're going to score a lot of runs and go up there, and our pitchers are going to give us some good clean innings, and we can score a lot of runs and get wins.
I think one thing that definitely helps is a team that's connected, a team that really relies on each other, a team that can count on each other, and a team that's close-knit. Is this year's group a group that really is clicking on all levels?
Yeah, we're all always with each other. We always we go play basketball in the off season. We're just always all together. So yeah, we're really close.
Well, maybe that should have been my fun question for you guys. Who's the best basketball player on the team?
Me. I'm gonna go with me. I'm the best basketball player.
Is that true? Can you attest to that?
I haven't played with him much, but from what I've heard, yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll give you a pass on this one, Jaden. We'll say you're the best basketball player. I think that's where we'll close things out with you guys. I appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming up here. We're not done with our show just yet, though, because Dr. Dustin Smith, our Executive Director of Athletics, is here in the building, and we're going to put a bow on winter sports and look forward to spring sports coming up next here on Uncaged.
All in all, there's not a better place to work.
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
Working at St. Francis is...
It's very fulfilling.
The work that we do is hard. The work that we do changes people's lives.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job.
It's more than a job. It's a calling.
Hey Tigers, I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon. The city is preparing for the next general obligation bond election in April of 2026. Just like the improvements to Albany Street in front of the high school, bonds help pay for upgrades to public infrastructure like streets and intersections, public safety services, parks improvements, and more here in our great community. To find out more about the bond process, visit the city website. Thank you for helping us build our future. Broken Arrow, enjoy the rest of the game.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Hey Tigers, get the only card that donates to Broken Arrow Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $360,000 so far. Support the Tigers with your card today.
Oh, I got my order wrong.
This is me, Jessica. And this is
Jessica?
not my coffee. And my friend said, oh wait, Quick Trip. And she said, you don't have to tell me your name. Please, serve yourself. And I was all, oh, then this happened.
Yeah, someone stole my drink.
That's how I learned Quick Trip has lattes on tap, and I will never have to tell a barista my name again. Quick Trip, raise your coffee bar.
Welcome back to Uncaged here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Dylan Rivera alongside Executive Director of Athletics, Dr. Dustin Smith. This is something we got to do in the fall, at the end of fall sports, and as we were turning the corner into winter sports, we got to kind of really wrap up the fall and start to look ahead to winter. Now we're doing the flip side, right? We're wrapping up winter sports. We're looking ahead to spring sports, and I want to start with the one that really is maybe the biggest starting tomorrow, and that is the wrestling state championships this weekend. We've got girls competing tomorrow. We've got boys competing Friday, and Saturday is going to be a whole bunch of hullabaloo all down there at the OG&E Coliseum. That was not a word that was given to me by Dr. Smith to get in the broadcast, by the way.
Good job.
But a lot of fun there and a lot of excitement because these are two teams that really are always competitive, but this year especially, I think the girls have a very solid shot to go back-to-back. The boys on the flip side will have a challenge, but I think they can do it as well.
Yeah, and we got to see it live and up close last week when we hosted regionals for both girls and the boys in the event center, and we qualified 25 kids for the state tournament, which is the most in the state between boys and girls. And our girls are defending state champions, number 2 in the country, so they've got I don't know if you want to call it a bullseye on their back or a target on their back or not, but there's people gunning for them, and they've really established what they are and who they are, and got to showcase that on the national stage when they went to Pennsylvania and wrestled. Was supposed to be the number 1 team in the country, didn't get to do that, but wrestled the number 5 team in the country and dominated them. So our girls program is in really good shape. Our boys qualified 13 out of 14 weights. So pretty impressive to see what they got, and in a very stacked regional when you've got Stillwater and Bixby here that were the 2 teams in the finals of dual state, and we were in the semis with them. So 3 out of the 4 semifinalists we're in this regional. So it's an extremely tough regional, and our boys represented well. Jake Miller won the regional, and really high-ranked wrestler, not just in the state of Oklahoma, but across the country.
Yeah.
And, committed to Iowa State, and he'll go wrestle up there next year. But he's got a little business he's got to finish down in Oklahoma City. We're going to break in the new building, the new big house, I guess you could call it, with girls and boys. And we'll have 4 boys wrestle tomorrow and 1 girl wrestle tomorrow, and then the rest of the squads get to go on Friday.
Yeah, it'll be really exciting to see how those 2 teams finish, because they've put in a lot of work this season, and the girls were able to be the first dual state champions here in Oklahoma, because we hadn't had a dual state competition for girls wrestling yet, but a really cool accomplishment there. Another team that's in the midst of playoff action, or teams in the midst of playoff action, is basketball. They're picking up tomorrow. Girls basketball, we playing at Union against Sand Springs at 7:30. It's the first round of regional play. Boys will play on Friday, same thing, 7:30 at Union, but they'll be playing Northwest Classen. 2 teams that really, again, same thing, are always seeming like they're in the mix. 2 really strong staffs there that get the players right and get them in positions to win. And I think the boys this year can make a real run. The girls are young, but I think they can really, make some noise here in the playoffs. So a lot of excitement there.
Yeah, and I mean, the good thing, one, is it's at Union, so it's just 7 miles from us.
Right.
And we're able to get to watch playoff basketball there. The boys and girls were both semifinal teams last year. And so to see them have the success that they had this year, coming off that run when they graduated so many from both teams from last year's squad, and now we get to make the run in the playoffs, and that's going to be at Union to start. And then rumor is it'll be Shawnee or Cleveland if you go to the area, and that's the expectation. And if Bo and Shane were sitting here right now, they'd both say the expectation is that we're playing an area and then trying to secure our spot in the state tournament. So boys have had a very, very solid year. Girls have won 5 straight, so they're coming into the playoffs a hot team, and really looking forward to seeing them showcase themselves, represent BA, and do that especially over at Union at the UMAC.
Yeah, and for any coaches out there that might think the Broken Arrow girls basketball is not the same team as last year, they might get punched right in the mouth by this year's team, because they are a really solid squad. And the boys returning Gene Mason has been really key, and he's going to be a really big part of their postseason run as well. Now, as far as the rest of the winter sports go, or as we kind of start to wrap things up, is the other 3 had already finished really their big championships that they go out for. Swim had their state championship. I believe that was last weekend, if I've got that right in my calendar in my head. And team performance wasn't exactly where you want it to be, but overall a really good season for Broken Arrow Swim, and had some really strong finishes, including a new school record.
Yeah, and we had a couple people that finished in the top 2, which is very impressive for us. And of course, Brianna has coached them for the last few years, and Brianna has probably the most decorated student athlete that's ever come through BA, because she's won 11 or 12 state titles by herself. So she's coaching them and building that towards the right direction. Excited about being able to break ground on their new home, which is coming in April. We're going to get to break ground on that, and they'll get to have their own place when in 2027. That's the goal. In October 2027, we'll be able to open that facility out there at Kirkland. So Swim had a phenomenal year, a great year for them. Broke a lot of team records, broke a lot of school records, and showed progress and got better as the year went on. And that's what you want with any team. Whether we're talking about baseball today, we want them to be better in May than we do right now in February. And so it's a build process, and that's what our swim team was able to do.
Yeah, it's a really exciting team that is going to hopefully really break in that new facility with a really strong outing in that first season when it comes around, because they are definitely on the right track, that's for sure. And Coach Davis and her husband both do a really great job. As far as the other 2 that finished up here in February, the Tigets and the cheer team, both of them going down to Orlando. The Tigets finished 3rd in kick nationally, a really incredible performance down there at DTU Nationals. Great job. And then the cheer team goes back to back to back as national champions. Really, really incredible feat, and something that I think as a executive director of athletics has to make you proud to see that Broken Arrow is really on the national map.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to represent in the state well, but you want to represent when you go out into those competitions. And I don't make any apologies for wanting to compete and win at that level. And our cheer squad was able to do that. They went down there in 3 consecutive years, and that's hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about some of the greats, and you watch basketball here as we're in Buffalo Wild Wings, and you think about like Jordan being able to do that a couple times, go a three-peat. That's hard to do. And so our girls and our co-ed squad went down and did a really great job and competed and represented well, and just the amount of work that goes into that. Everybody thinks, oh, they go to Disney for a week. Well, there's a lot that goes into that. It's not just going and riding rides, and I mean they're stunting all the time, they're practicing all the time, and then when they compete, and it's a big accomplishment for them. And you said it like it's so nonchalant, just back to back to back. Well, there's a whole lot to that, and there's a whole lot of pride for our kids that represented BA so well.
Yeah, and then the Tigers as well, being down in Orlando, they had a 3rd place finish in kick, and really you're becoming known as a strong kick team, but also had some great performances across the board, a top 5 finish elsewhere as well. So a good outing for them, and I think one that bodes a lot of confidence for what is a young Tigers team.
Yeah, and Coach Dennis is in her 2nd year here, so she's starting to build the program the way she wants to build the program, and being able to compete at that level and to have success at that level is nothing but good for her and for the program moving down the road.
Yeah. Now we kind of turn the corner now into spring sports. That's putting our bow on it, right? So that's winter sports for now. But spring sports, let's start things off with the tennis team. You've got Coach Milner and Coach St. Clair this year, and Coach Johnson that are all getting prepped for their new season. And an exciting time. We'll have them on UNCAGED next week, by the way. So a chance for them to really get their season started on the right foot here pretty soon.
Yeah, and we made a change. The state has made a change. OSSA has made a change for golf and tennis, so they can play some competitions in the fall now.
Yeah.
Used to be it's just spring, and so you can balance out the schedule a little bit, play 3 or 4 in the fall, and then play 6, 7, whatever you got to do in the spring, because Mother Nature is what Mother Nature is in the spring, and it's hard to play tennis in wet conditions.
Yeah.
And so if you're able to get some matches in the fall, then that obviously works towards your goal. And looking forward to seeing what the kids do on the hard court, the hard surface, if you want to call it that. And Coach Milner has been here for a while and starting to put his mark on what our tennis program is, and really looking forward to the whole season for them. And when you start to get to the state tournament in May and seeing our kids represent, it'll be an exciting time for tennis and one of our many sports that happen in the spring.
One of the many is slow pitch softball, the next door neighbors to this baseball team here. And, fast pitch is always going to be the one that gets the eyeballs, but at the same time, slow pitch is a formidable team every single year for Broken Arrow, and Coach King does a great job year in and year out, semester in and semester out with those teams.
Yeah, and there's not many states that play slow pitch. And definitely not many that play fast pitch in the fall. So we're like one of 3 states that play fast pitch in the fall.
Oh.
And so spring offers another opportunity for our kids to compete, and that's in the slow pitch. And it's entertaining. It's fun to watch a slow pitch game. You get an extra outfielder, but sometimes all they're doing is turn around and watching the ball go over the fence because they hit the ball a long ways in slow pitch. But looking forward to Coach King has just been a legend in the state of Oklahoma and has established a premier program both in fast pitch and slow pitch. So gearing up for them, and they're about to take a few hacks themselves and look forward to what the spring has for them.
I learned from the Halloween fundraiser that Broken Arrow baseball and softball puts on that it's that fence is a ways out there.
Yeah, it's humbling, isn't it?
It's a little bit of an eye-opener once you're standing there.
Unless you're Chabon, he hits it in the
Coach King's
back there.
Throwing it at you. But, as we kind of go down the row, is baseball season coming up, and these guys getting ready to start their season, and how much excitement there is for this year's crew. Coach Dobson does a great job, and game 1 right around the corner. I know you're a baseball guy. How excited are you for this team?
Man, I love the spring because it brings baseball, and it's a sport that I played at the collegiate level, and I enjoy the game of baseball, and just the way that baseball hasn't changed. It's still 90 feet first base, and you got to hang a left and go 90 more feet, and trying to advance runners, and even with the way that pitchers have to approach the game, and catchers have to call the game, and coaches have to call the pitches, and just what it looks like with being aggressive on the base paths. Just looking forward to seeing that chess match and how that plays out throughout each game and then throughout the year. It's pretty fun for me.
Yeah. So does that make Coach Dobson a little bit of a chess master, you think?
Yeah, I would say he's got to play. I'd rather him play chess, not checkers.
Yeah, there you go.
The other coaches be playing checkers would be fine with me, and he can play chess and kind of win that mental game.
That might be like a good little AeroVision photo shoot for us, to have Coach Dobson in front of like a chessboard as like a photo shoot for him. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like I said, going down the road, that takes us over to the track facility over there, Westwood, and those guys going out there and competing. Really cool accomplishment just recently. That's really more of a winter sport accomplishment, but we'll tag it on with them here for the spring sports conversation, is first indoor state champions for Broken Arrow track. A really cool accomplishment. They got that down there in Norman, down at OU, and now starting to prep for the spring season and the outdoor season, and a talented team all the way across the board.
Yeah, and both boys and girls won the indoor state meet, so really, really proud of them. Congratulations to them. But, indoor for them is like scrimmages for all these spring sports, because track doesn't really get scrimmages.
Yeah.
But baseball's been playing some scrimmages, softball's played scrimmages, soccer's played scrimmages, and track doesn't get that opportunity. So indoor is kind of that scrimmage time for them, although it alters a little bit in the events that they do, but they still get to prep for the heart of the run for them, and that is the spring. And so really excited for what they did in the winter. The boys have been right there knocking on the door the last couple of years of a state championship, and so we're looking forward to what the spring has for them, and some of the sprints that we'll have, some of the relays that we'll have. Really looking forward to what Coach Wilkinson's doing with both squads, both the girls and the boys. And they'll be in the hunt, I'll say that, when we come around May at the state tournament, our state track meet. They'll be right there in the middle of that.
Absolutely. Two squads that seem like they're always in the hunt as well. Broken Arrow boys soccer, Broken Arrow girls soccer, two programs that really have been kind of the marquee of excellence at Broken Arrow, because they've been able to claim so many state titles. And this year, back at it again. Coach Kokas has dropped the interim tag, and he's now the official head coach here at Broken Arrow. Coach Smoker has gotten the boys to 3 straight state championship games and is hoping to make it 4 straight this season. And I know he's got a lot of confidence in his team this year. Just how much excitement is there for that sport to get going and for those guys to try to finish it off the right way?
Man, you just hurt for the way that the season ended last year for the boys. Yeah. And they're in the state finals. They've been there the last 3 years, as you mentioned, and looking forward to knocking down that door. And hopefully we're talking about them like we talked about cheer back to back to back.
Yeah.
Give them the opportunity. And they've been back to back to back in the finals. They just haven't been able to finish the deal there. And Coach Smoke has talked to me about it a lot this past year, just trying to figure out how do we break through that ceiling and get to where we can win that state title. And he wants to go play at RSU just to get that monkey off his back, he says, just so he can say, I can win there, or we can win there. And a very talented team he brings back, very skilled team. Excited to see what they do. And I think just like track, they're going to be right there in the middle of it. And we'll see come May, the Broken Arrow Tigers will be right there in the middle of that mix.
Yeah, and the girls team made a great run last season, especially considering the change with the coaching staff and interim taking over really right before the season had really gotten going, but not a lot of time for him to get acclimated to being head coach, and made a great run, was able to make a state semifinal for Broken Arrow, and a talented team that graduated a lot of seniors, but this year they're coming back with a lot of talent, and I know he's talked about he thinks the strength of the team is going to be the team.
Well, and you think about what they did last year in that quarterfinal game when they played Edmond North, who'd given up 2 goals all year.
Yeah.
Scored 92 and given up 2. And we ended up winning in PKs and on their field, which was really awesome for our kids and for Coach Kokas, and just see the run that they made, and he's building towards that again. He's looking forward to what this year. I talked to him today at lunch, and he's just like, I think we're going to be just fine when we get to the meat of the season, and that's towards the end of April, first part of May. And much like our boys, the girls will be right there in it because they're very, very, very talented.
I believe it. And speaking of talented teams, a team looking to go back-to-back would be the boys golf team out there at Forest Ridge, and Charlie Brown's crew was really solid last year, and the most shocking thing about it is that they only graduated one guy out of that state championship lineup. 4 of them coming back, and you add in some more youth to it. It's going to be a dangerous team and a team that can take it all the way again this year.
Yeah, and what they did last year was phenomenal. I mean, it came down to the last hole.
The last putt.
Had a big lead, and then Owasso made a run at them, and they were able to hold them off and win the first state title that they've ever won, which is really cool, and return a lot of that roster back. And golf's one of those sports, you play 5 bags, but you score 4. Mm-hmm. And you got to have 4 guys that are playing well at that time to be able to make that run in the state tournament. And they were able to do that here at Forest Ridge, which is really cool to be able to see. And he returns a lot of talent that's really good. Those top 3 bags are really good.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe the best in the state with those 3. And
well, you claim an individual state champion in Jacob Newsom, so you do have at least arguably the best player in the state right now.
Returning, he was a sophomore,
Yeah.
So to be able to see that success and see him for another 2 years, I look forward to seeing what Charlie Brown does and what Courtney Phillips does with our girls team.
Yeah.
And there's some girls that have committed to play some college golf, and looking forward to the success that they have out there when they hit the links here next week.
Yeah, it's getting here pretty quick. The spring sports are just about to get going, so we're definitely excited to kind of turn that corner and get rolling on all those different sports and all those different activities. As we wrap things up here, I kind of just want to ask you more of a general question of just your I guess we've had the president give the State of the Union recently, the governors give the state of the state. Your state of Broken Arrow athletics right now, and how you feel that everything is once we've now hit the month of March.
Man, it's been a phenomenal year. It's been phenomenal where we're going, and it's a direct result of what our coaches and kids do. And for me to be able to sit back and watch that, I want them to have the success. I want them to be in the spotlight. I hate being in here because I think it's all about our kids and those programs to let them succeed out on the field. We give them the opportunities to be successful. We want them to be successful. We don't make any apologies for success. We want to make sure that our kids have a great experience, they experience success, and we want to win at a high level. We want to do it the right way, which we're going to do, and our coaches do a great job of shepherding that and making sure that that's the expectation. And I've told our coaches this year I want to make excellence normal, and excellence is the best version of them, whatever's in front of them always. And I want them to be their very best, and if we do that, I think we'll experience a lot of success along the way.
Yeah, certainly so. And we will see how spring sports can close things out for us this year. An exciting year so far through fall and winter for Broken Arrow Athletics, and certainly can really wrap it up here in winter sports on a high note, and certainly looking forward to spring sports and what can be done there as well. We thank you for tuning in here live on Uncaged. We thank you to all of those that showed up here inside Buffalo Wild Wings. The baseball team, we thank you all for being here. Coach Dobson and your crew, thanks for making your way out here. Coach. Doctor.
It's fine. I've been called a lot of things.
I mean,
Coach is fine.
Dr. Dustin Smith. Thank you for being here as well. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you next week when the tennis team joins us right here at Buffalo Wild Wings.